Hello, this is Jonathan with CDL PowerSuite. Today I'm going to be talking with you about the importance of proper documentation to show student proficiency behind the wheel and while they're training, and then also using that for proper record retention in your school. CDL PowerSuite gives you the ability as a training provider to record and track all trainings you do with your students, really down to the minute. In the FMCSA, and you're going to hear me say this a lot throughout this meeting, they are asking you to show proficiency throughout your training program and how that student went from never driving a vehicle before to being able to take and pass a state test. CDL PowerSuite gives you the ability to track all of that, show those proficiencies, and not only keep those records for if there is ever an audit of your school, but also during that time the student is training with you, they can see all of their instructor comments, all of their progress, and how they're doing throughout that time as a student. Here on my screen, you'll see that we have our overall scorecard showing all of our different training modules that the student will be working on, as well as the full attendance that the student goes through and when they are in school and what they did. It's really nice in this attendance. It actually shows you what instructor the student worked with, the zone or area they worked on, the truck they worked on, and the time they drove. This is all can be scheduled into our daily planner, which would be in a different video. Definitely look out for that one. And then you can also see here the time the student spent with each instructor, how they did on that activity or drive, and the comments the instructor gave. What's really nice is that these training modules and these drives easily show the progress of a student throughout your school. If I click up here on our road drive, you'll see that on their first drive, they went out with Luke and they got a 44%. That's okay because it's his first ever drive. We don't expect perfection on the first time you get into a semi truck, but as they went through the training on the next time, they got a 60%, doing a little better. And then on the third drive, they were able to get it over an 80% and see a more proficient score. Now, in most time, that's probably not going to take only 3 drives to accomplish, but for sake of example, you can see that tracking. This can be really important because in case of a FMCSA audit, they will want to see student records. Now, what's really nice is that because you tracked all of their activities and drives in CDL PowerSuite, they can be easily exported so they can be shown to an auditor and kept for as long as you need. I'll switch here to an example of our exported profile by clicking this Export Profile button, and you can see that you have a full detailed attendance of time spent with that student, all of their scores, and all of their instructor comments. You'll notice here that our modules are labeled. This is actually coming directly from the FMCSA's behind the wheel curriculum, and we utilize that in order to show exactly that you followed the required curriculum, and we've actually built out those standards within our what we call master training modules in the instructor portal. If you have any custom or state training modules that you like to perform with your students, we can also add fully customized training modules to this list and track that proficiency as well. On this attendance sheet here, you'll see the different time tracking categories. This is so you as a training provider can divvy up exactly where you spent the time with your student. So for example, this BTW public road category came from specifically when your student was training with an instructor on public road. Then we have our behind the wheel range, our pre-trip time, and even classroom. So you can catalog exactly how much time your students spent in the classroom with an instructor. We've also have some manual entry time slots here, and then what we call observation time. Observation time is simply time the student was at your training program that day. It automatically subtracts any drive time that they did with an instructor to show a full cumulative time for each day of training. Without a system like this, it would be all on the training provider to create manual paper sheets in order to keep track of all of this documentation, all of the individual drives, all of the time tracking. And with CDL PowerSuite, it puts everything that a student does, no matter how many instructors they work with, no matter how much time they spend at the school, all in one place for you as an administrator to view and assess, as well as in case of any sort of audit, to easily pull up, show to the auditor, and prove that you tracked and showed proficiency throughout the training. Wrapping up this video here, CDL PowerSuite gives you the ability to give the most detailed training records and easily access those at any time. If you have any questions or would like to hear more about the CDL PowerSuite training tools and compliance tools, don't be afraid to give us a call or shoot us an email. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Have a great day.